Hey, Woodland family. We just want to thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Ask the Pastors. Today, we are joined by Dewayne McFarlin, the executive pastor, Jeff McCauley, our family's ministry pastor, and Pastor Tim, the OG. So today on Ask the Pastors... OG.
Original gangster.
Oh.
That'll make it.
That's cool.
We actually got a bunch of questions for y'all to ask your pastors today. So let's just start off a little simple and easy. Where did you guys grow up? So Dewayne, if you want to grab a mic and start with it.
I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice.
I was born in Indianapolis and grew up in West Lafayette, Indiana.
Cool.
We're like on video too?
Yeah. We're on video too.
I was born in Tampa, and actually Jennifer and I were born in the same hospital.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 2 years older, which if you know both of us, you can tell the maturity difference immediately. But
Your hair's also grayer.
yeah, it is. It is. I really grew up in Pensacola when I was 7 years old. That's where we moved, and I was there through grade school and high school and everything.
Cool. Awesome.
That's from the OG.
You learned something new.
I learned something new every day.
If we get nothing else from this, Pastor Tim learned
Is the OG.
OG.
Okay.
Yep. So another question is, if you could travel to anywhere in the world, where would you go? Who wants to start?
Australia.
Australia. Why?
I'll have to get Pastor Kane to take me there soon. Just a different beach culture. Kind of interested to see all the geographic landmarks of Australia.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
And kangaroos.
True.
Kangaroos are awesome. I would go...
Would it be cool if we were like born with a pouch? No, I'm saying
as a marsupial? Like you want to be a marsupial. That's what an animal is with a pouch, yes. So do koalas.
well, we buy these little fanny pack things, so would it be cool if...
Dan, would you like to have a pouch that you don't have to put on? Because you wear fanny packs a lot.
I wear fanny packs a lot. I love fanny packs. Personally, I like the idea of having like the ability to take it off and it's not part of my body.
This is such a weird conversation.
Well,
I love it.
Like,
How often would you have to clean it
shirt over it. I guess the problem would be like when you go to the beach.
Would you just hold a bunch of Reese's cups in there? Is that what you would use it for?
I don't know, but you could just like reach inside your... You could just like reach inside your
How often
thing.
would you have to clean it out?
Oh, that's another
It's extra
thing.
weight gain.
Yeah, it's possible.
But you can like develop some kind of new cleaning product for the pouch,
Or
Could be the next Billy Mays.
and then donate all the money to the church.
Okay. The 50,000 we need for the new building. All right. To answer the original question,
Yes.
I want to go
was the
to
original?
where
Oh,
would you go anywhere in the world?
Yeah.
It's on my list. Before I turn 60, I would really like to go to Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa
Ooh.
because they do this like 7-day trek where you can trek up the mountain to the top and then back down the other side.
Wow.
And it's a 7-day camp and hike, and that's my dream trip.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Tim?
It just makes me tired thinking about that. The last place in the earth that I would like to go is Mount Kilimanjaro. That was good. That's good. It would not be a fun experience if you had me there. I would like to go to London
Cool.
because I feel like England is my heritage because Passmore is an English name, and I have a
it?
special connection
With the royal family.
with the royal family. So I would like to go just hang out with them and, see if,
I'm sure they know exactly who you are, too.
well,
We would
I can
see-
promise you after they met me, they would never forget who I am. I can promise you that.
that's true.
We would see on the news, pastor from U.S. gets arrested for stalking.
For
the royal
stalking
family.
the royal family.
He already has the top
Probably.
fan badge on Facebook, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's cool.
That's so funny. All right. So this is a question more towards Jeff, in a way. Because I kind of want to hear your response to this before I hear Dewayne and Tim's response.
Okay.
Between Pastor Tim and Dewayne,
Wow.
who would win at Fortnite?
Well, Probably Dewayne because he understands technology way better than Tim.
True.
So to actually get into the game and play, probably Dewayne.
Do you guys?
But if you could get them both in, I think it'd be a really interesting. Maybe we should do the next Masters should just be the two of them playing Fortnite.
Trying to figure out themselves or something.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. But if I had to pick, it'd probably be Dewayne.
True. Do you guys agree?
What is?
I knew he was gonna say it.
I really don't know how well I would do because I'm really not sure what it is.
It's an online game.
It's a video game.
Figured that out.
It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of
Is it
Fortnite,
like Pong? Because I used to be really good at Pong.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes for the sake of time.
Okay. There's a time limit on our show here? Okay.
so another question, kind of similar to the last one. If the Hunger Games were real, who would last the longest? You three.
Did people actually send these questions in?
Yeah.
They did.
Actually, I sent this question in.
That's why it made the cut.
Yeah.
Well, probably not
Hunger
me.
Games.
I'll just go ahead and start with that. Not me.
I'm an Enneagram 8, so I'm going to say me.
Yeah, probably. He's got the challenger in him.
True.
I'm too much.
I
of a
would try to
people
make
pleaser.
friends with the person who was trying to kill me.
Yeah.
To see if I could talk him out of it.
Mm.
So I'm sure I couldn't. So I'd
So
probably be
Dewayne.
the first to die.
And
Dwayne.
And I
Dewayne.
believe in people too much. I'm a little too gullible. So
True.
somebody like you
Yeah.
might try to talk me into not killing you.
Right.
But then I would
Then he ends up
believe
killing
you,
you.
and then he'd kill me.
Yeah, true. So Dwayne.
I just wouldn't want to die by wasps. Wasn't one of the people?
Yeah,
who-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
That really
That's painful.
freaked me out.
Yeah, they have those.
What's your favorite Bible story? Story in the Bible.
I would say Noah and the Ark because there's a boat.
The best answer ever.
Yeah, it's honestly a pretty solid answer, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that story, Noah
Yeah.
and the Ark.
There's so many. I think probably for me, I love the story of Pentecost, where people were just like literally, tongues of fire. They were on fire for the Lord, and that's really exciting. Just the idea that 3,000 people were added to the kingdom in a day. That's incredibly exciting to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Lord was able to use like different languages and like that's incredible to me. So I love that story.
I'm going to say I was a runner, junior high, high school, and college. And I'm going to say whenever I read the story about the resurrection morning when they discovered that Jesus was not there and the disciples raced to the tomb to get there and one got there before the other, that I see myself, because of running as fast as I can to get there, to see that Jesus is not there.
That's good.
Interesting. That's good. So
I could have made mine sound a little more serious, but
It was perfect.
it was perfect.
Do you want to make it serious? You can.
no, I really
Okay.
don't. I felt really good about my original answer, so I'm going to stick with
Sounds
that.
good.
Question. I have a question to Tim. If you built the boat like Noah did, would it float?
That's a really good question. No, I don't think it would float at all. That's because I've come close to sinking other things.
have.
That's why I
So,
asked.
yeah,
Okay.
probably not.
Good.
That's why God wouldn't call me to do that.
So we just made it more interesting right there.
That's true.
There you go.
That's true.
So
It was a salvation story.
It was.
True.
Yeah.
if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Is this one of your questions?
No. Somebody else.
If you were a vegetable,
Wow.
All I can think of is VeggieTales. Like that's all that's in my head right now, and I'm trying to go through all the characters to decide which one's the best,
One of them-
and they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Larry.
One of them's
yeah.
asparagus. One of them's
Yeah,
asparagus.
Yeah.
Junior asparagus. I like the innocence of junior asparagus, but I really don't like asparagus all
I
that
don't
much.
like vegetables
So
very much. I know that's shocking.
I was thinking, does it follow the logic that you are what you eat?
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I eat the most of?
I'm just going to go ahead and say cucumber because Larry just will not leave my...
Just Larry or Larry Boy?
Oh, Larry Boy, of
Oh,
course.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cucumbers are good. Like, they're one of the few vegetables that I think actually taste good. So, I'll say cucumber.
I'm going to say shrooms, mushrooms. Those are vegetables, right?
I don't know.
I really like mushrooms.
They might be like in the
I like
fungi
them on
category.
pizza.
I don't
like them
know.
on salad.
I'll count it.
I like them stuffed and fried.
Yeah, mushrooms are good
Oh,
though.
those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever been to Fresh Kitchen?
do what?
Have you ever been to Fresh Kitchen?
Have not.
If you go there, you basically get like this big old rice bowl thing, and they have like these giant mushrooms that you can get in your bowl, and they are so good.
Sounds good.
I love mushrooms.
Yeah, you should try it sometime.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
envisioning the what's the little mushroom character in like Luigi or the
Oh,
Toad?
yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. I was thinking of video games
Yeah,
since we were
he's
talking
cool.
about Fortnite.
I heard he's a real fun guy.
Yeah.
Ah, wow, that was bad. Such a dad.
Dad jokes. Hashtag dad jokes.
Probably green beans.
Oh, those are
What's your favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor of ice cream?
Oh, that's easy for me. Chunky Monkey. So
Solid.
good. Yeah. Got a little bit of
Yeah.
that tropical flavor plus
Yes.
bananas, which are amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's mine.
I don't eat Ben and Jerry's typically, so I don't know that I have one. But anything with chocolate and peanut butter would be good for me.
Yeah.
Or like Rocky Road kind of
Ooh,
stuff.
okay.
There you go.
Brownie fudge chocolate core.
Wow.
It's got brownie core down the middle of it.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good.
Wow.
You know what else is good? If you need to go dairy free, this is just a public service announcement. If you need to go dairy free, the Ben and Jerry's almond milk with cookie dough. That's good stuff.
That sounds good.
Stuff.
That does sound good.
I've learned to justify eating the Ben and Jerry's because what? I speak on Sunday morning twice, you know, so my throat gets kind of tired. So this every Sunday afternoon, I'll go home and take a nap for 2 or 3 hours, and I get up and eat ice cream because it's medication for my
For your soul.
it's medication for my throat. I feel like I'm doing my body a favor.
You are. And your soul.
I think that's good justification.
I think it's fantastic justification.
I think God would want me to do that. To
I
take
think
care
anybody
of.
should just be able to eat ice cream whenever they
Yeah,
want.
like
True.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's milk.
That's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does a body good.
Yeah. What has been your weirdest memory in your time in ministry
Oh, my goodness.
that you can share? Obviously.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh, weirdest
Wow.
memory.
yeah. Weirdest
Thank you.
memory.
I'm not sure this is the appropriate place to talk about it. About the 71 people suing the church and taking a church from 6,000 down to 1,200 in 6 months.
That's weird. And also traumatic.
Yeah. We all said we were going to write a book about it someday.
You should.
Wow.
I've got one. I'll try to do this quickly. When I was youth pastor at another church, I took a team to Nicaragua for a mission trip, and we were doing some work on a school's campus because their local Young Life ministry was going to meet there on weeknights. And that's how they did it. They did it by school and neighborhood. And we were there and we were working during the day. And actually Connor was in high school and he was with me. And we were picking up a large like tractor tire that was a planter and moving it because we were trying to grade out the ground and make it flat. And I'm not kidding. It was like an Indiana Jones movie. All these red Central American fire ants just started coming out of the tire and up my arms. Like it was straight out of a movie.
Wow.
And I'm, semi-allergic to fire ants. And I went into anaphylactic shock in Matagalpa, Nicaragua, and had to be rushed to a clinic in town. And I've got pictures to prove it. I look like, if you ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith, that's what I looked like. I was all like Elephant Man on my face.
Wow.
And
It's one of my favorite movies. By
it's
the
a
way.
fantastic movie. Kevin James. I mean, you can't beat him.
Yeah,
And
it's a love story.
it was it was definitely a weird experience and a little terrifying, but came out the other side, and they injected like straight up Benadryl into my veins to calm all of it.
Wow.
That's
It's a crazy story. Yeah.
Makes me want to go on a mission trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The next year I got chikungunya. So, I mean, Nicaragua and I have a special relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the weirdest things that happen to me is, as a pastor, you go to the hospitals and visit people, and I really enjoy doing that, going to see people. But it's amazing to me how people in the hospital want to show you their wounds or where they've had surgery, or I have seen much more of people's bodies than I should ever see. Really. And I don't know if it's the medication. He said weird, right? And and they want you to see what it is, and
That's a weird thing to show your pastor.
No, it is, and some of it's. I mean, they've gone through a big, hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, and to see some of the scars that are left from all this stuff is crazy. But I have seen a little bit more than I would like to have seen, I guess. But like I said, there are great opportunities to minister when you're in hospitals like that, to see people.
True.
Yeah.
I don't, I think back to us getting in Haiti on the mission trip and being there, but it turned into a blessing and how God really worked in the lives of the students, us staying there for the 3 extra days.
You should say what it was, because some people watch me not know.
We were in Haiti on a mission trip. Jeff and I were there, and
I was there too.
And they had riots in the country, and we had like 30 high school and kids and college kids there. And we couldn't get back to the airport because of roadblocks. So we had to stay an extra 3 days in country. But the area that we were, the riots really weren't there. It was between us and the airport, so we just couldn't get to the airport. And but seeing how God worked in the lives of the students those 3 days, they were totally calm and at peace. It was the parents back home whose kids weren't coming back on the normal, the predetermined schedule, that were more dealing with it. But the students were totally fine. We were just relying on God and had a great extra 3 days there. It was really good.
And it's cool too, because it really was a witness to, because national media picked it up of what was going on with you guys down there. So it was a good witness of reminding people that we have people around the world that are doing mission work for Christ. So it was cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually got a message from a friend of mine who lives as a missionary on the other side of the world, saying, "Hey, I saw your team was on the news here."
Yeah. My brother was flying out of Chicago. He was up there for like work and stuff, and he was in the airport in Chicago, and CNN was on the screen. He saw my face on CNN. He's like, "Hey, that's my brother."
What did you do this time?
Somebody just asked this one question, saying, "What is the best way to get through grief?"
Grief is so present, and it's in the moment, and it's natural for us to go through that, because grief, we're losing something that we are used to having. If it's somebody in our lives, you can have grief in a lot of things. You've lost a job, you can grieve over that. Grieve over a relationship, grieve over the loss of somebody who's passed away. And I think the thing that gets us through it is to remember that there's a future that we're moving into, and to learn from whatever it is that we've gone through about, and just to ask what is God teaching me in this moment? And what God always teaches us through grief is faith. He does, to teach us how to trust in Him more. But many times He uses us to learn that through trusting in people around us who come alongside of us to help us in difficult times. So that's what I would say, is to understand that all of us have a better future. And I mentioned this quote yeah, a lot of times Rick Warren, when he talked about going to heaven, he said, we're not going to be in heaven 2 seconds when we ask, why did I hold on so tightly to the things of this world? And we think that everything is here. All my happiness and joy is dependent upon what happens to me right now. But there's a future that's going to be much better. But it's hard to see that when you're living in the midst of it, and it's a process. That's what I would say.
That's good.
Sweet. Anything else to add to that?
I would. Excuse me. I think there's something special about, you just mentioned when we were in Haiti and there was all this chaos around us, yet there we had peace. And I think grief a lot of times is trying to wrestle with what's happening around us so that we have peace within us. And
That's good.
I think that everybody deals with that differently, but I think of when I walked in my house, when I got home from Haiti, even though there was chaos all around us in Haiti, and even, getting home, it was chaotic. The airports were a mess.
We had to split up.
Yeah, we had to split up into different flights. We had a peace, but there was something about walking in my door at my house that brought me home. And I think when we're dealing with grief, we need to find out what that home is for our soul at that time. And, that being home is a sense of peace. And when we deal with grief, it's about finding that home in our soul amidst the chaos of our life. And that's what I think of when I walk through grief.
That's good.
Awesome.
For me, it's probably back towards what Pastor Tim was saying. In my life, I'm by nature an analytical type person. So when I find myself in a situation like that, I always go straight to God's word, usually, or in prayer, and say, God, what are you trying to show me in this moment to make me more like Christ? And how can I use this to add to my story to tell someone else what you're showing me through the difficulty that I'm going through?
Yeah, I think, so many people ask the why question when they're dealing with grief. That, to your point, really what we should be asking is, what are you teaching me? Right? Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and because he is the home. Our relationship with the Lord is the home that we're looking for. Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you guys for coming on, Ask the Pastors, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Thanks.
Yeah.